Have you ever been in a situation where you have just been treated really badly in your life? Maybe it's from a close friend or family member or just someone you didn't know, and you helped them so much in their life, and yet you've been given the same horrible treatment over and over again. It's what Jesus had to go through when he was on the cross. And I think one of the most horrible things that he went through was the mocking and the scoffing that people gave. These were people that came to his crowds, people who sought him and seeked him the week prior, and now the week after, they're the ones mocking on him, spitting on him, dividing up his garments. It's very hard to see the people closest to you betray you. But today, I want to give you some advice and some tips that definitely have helped me in the past and is helping me even now when I have to go through people who have hurt me in my life and realizing how can I truly forgive them. Now we need to understand that forgiveness is not forgetting what the person has done to you. I understand that it's hard to leave that memory of the person hurting you. I'm not telling you to forget, but forgiveness is absorbing the hit that the person has caused you. Instead of treating them bad because they treat you bad, you treat them good because they treat you bad. And it sounds very counterintuitive because you would think, if someone treats you bad, you treat them bad back. But when that happens, the call for Christians is to still treat other people the way we want to be treated, even if that means that we are being treated bad. And so today I want to go over a verse in the Gospel of Matthew. I think I did this yesterday as well. But the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 1 through 2. Now, this passage is talking about the Pharisees and how they judge people and how the measure they use will be judged for others. But I want to kind of purpose this passage to describe forgiveness and the weight forgiveness has in our lives and how important it is to really forgive people. Of course, this is during Jesus's famous teachings on the Sermon of the Mount in Matthews 5 through 7. And in Matthew chapter 7 and verses 1 through 5, pretty much, he talks about how to judge others. Having a righteous judgment, not just judging people based on how they look or their appearance, but having a righteous judgment. And so verses 1 through 2, this is how he says it. He says, "Do not judge so that you will not be judged. For with what judgment you judge, you will be judged. And with what measure you measure, it will be measured to you." Now, the common passage to go to for forgiveness is the chapter before, which is Matthew chapter 6, right? Forgive others just as your heavenly Father forgave you. Now, I know so many people use that passage, but whenever I go through a struggle of trying to forgive someone who has hurt me, I really have to ask myself some questions that are spoken in this passage. Do not be judged so that you will not be judged. Oftentimes in our life, we love to judge the other person for the action that they have done against us, even though very likely high chance that we have done something similar to that in the past. But verse 2 is so important. For with the judgment you judge, you will be judged. And with what measure you measure, it will be measured to you. The measure that you use, it's like a measuring rod. The measure you use to judge someone, that can be used against you. And so when I understand the idea of forgiveness, forgiveness is a reflection of God's character. Because what did Jesus do on the cross? Jesus forgave my sins. I am the last person on here to tell you that I deserve to live in this world. I only deserve death, and it is only by the grace of God that I speak in front of you here today. So when I go to this passage and I go to Matthew 6 and realize when someone has hurt me, and I pray that you ask yourself this question. Ask yourself, did I deserve forgiveness from Jesus? How much has Jesus forgiven me? And so if my Father forgave me for so many things I've done in the past, how much more should I be forgiving the person next to me, the person that's hurt me? Jesus says even before he died, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." I think it's so common oftentimes that people who hurt each other don't really understand the pain that they cause for one another. So it's important to really understand where they are coming from, maybe, and see that they're lost in a way. And so pray for them. Pray for them. Pray that God opens their heart when someone hurts you. Understand that the way you measure someone, it can automatically be measured back to you. Think about how much has God forgiven you, and think about how much you have gone against God in the past. Now, how much more should you be forgiving the person who hurts you? I hope this video blessed you and kept you safe. On that note, take care and God bless.